For some women, being loved,
I think Doug would put up with anything from Kelly.
even worshipped,
She wanted all the attention that she could have.
means nothing.
This was just simply Kelly wanting to be in control of other men.
Let me make it up to you.
(1989) in Gwinnett County, Georgia. 21-year-old Kelly Brookshire reluctantly agrees to a blind date.
Trust me, Kelly, this one's different.
I don't know, they're all losers and abusers.
Not Doug. Brian, can you get that?
She was very protective, very closed off,
Beautiful.
didn't trust people easily.
Then, 22-year-old Doug Gissendaner walks through the door.
Doug, this is my friend Kelly.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too.
Kelly felt that Doug was someone who had this very steady life, something that she had never experienced.
Are you a mechanic?
I am a mechanic.
No way.
I am.
Kelly has a reputation as a party girl. She became pregnant in high school.
She married someone from school right after the baby was born, but it didn't last but about 6 months.
I think there's something you should know. I have a kid.
I love kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Maybe this time, things will work out for Kelly. Within 2 months, the young lovers tie the knot.
And within a very short period of time, she was pregnant.
I always wanted to be a dad. Thanks to you, now I'm gonna have 2 kids.
You don't mind that he's not yours, do you?
No, of course not.
He loved the idea of being a father, a family man, a husband, all of it.
Their family adventure is just beginning. Doug joins the Army and gets an international posting.
They were stationed in Germany.
Gotta go.
Kelly loved being on a base of soldiers.
When her husband's away, Kelly reverts to her old ways. And the military base has a ready supply of men.
Kelly wanted all the attention that she could have.
Hey!
I'm sorry.
What's going on here?
Let me make it up to you.
She was so promiscuous with men on the base that she was asked to leave.
Kelly and the kids ended up getting sent back to the United States.
Doug completes his tour of duty and returns home in October 1991. He forgives his wife, and they reunite.
Guess what? I'm pregnant.
But Kelly has not changed her spots.
But we haven't.
It's not yours.
You're pathetic.
Well, as you can imagine, Doug was crestfallen that this would happen.
He just could not understand why this would happen to him.
Divorce is inevitable. But after 3 years alone, Doug is desperate to be with his family.
Whatever that feeling was that he had for her in the beginning sort of rekindled.
Kelly. It's me.
picking up where they left off.
I love Christmas.
The couple remarries, and everyone's back under the same roof.
I think Doug would put up with anything from Kelly, much more than most men would, because he very much wanted to be a family man, a husband, and a provider.
But there's something Doug doesn't know.
I think that it was impossible for Kelly to be faithful to anybody.
After 3 years apart, Army veteran Doug Gissendaner is back with his ex-wife, Kelly.
Our first Christmas in our own home.
Always wanted my own home.
Doug purchases a house to please her.
Oh, I gotta go and get some provisions. I'll be back in an hour or so.
Oh, okay.
But there's something else Kelly wants for Christmas.
She was seeing her new boyfriend, Greg, in a hotel room. I think she went back with Doug only because he was able to buy a house. She wanted the house.
Are you ready for me yet?
Like many men before him, 25-year-old Greg Owen is enthralled by his adventurous lover.
I have to go.
Greg could hardly know what he's in for.
We need to kill Doug.
Kelly brought up the subject of killing Doug in almost a joking way with Greg, and he didn't take her seriously.
Yeah, very funny.
No, I'm dead serious.
Kelly was only happy when she was taking advantage of people. She wanted what men could do for her, but she really didn't care about them.
Just divorce him.
You don't know Doug. He'll never leave us alone.
Kelly wanted Doug out of her life completely. She felt like this is the only way to do it.
Gotta go.
February 7th, 1997. Kelly pushes Greg into darkness.
She gave him the nightstick and the knife and took him to her house to wait.
Okay, the door's unlocked. Just don't turn any lights on.
Kelly left him there in a dark house, and she went off with 3 other girls to a party.
Kelly establishes her alibi, leaving Greg to do her bidding.
Don't make a sound. Now just get in your car, and no one will get hurt.
Most people will do whatever they're told to do if they have a knife at their throat.
Get in the car. Get in the front seat, okay?
Doug went willingly, got into the driver's seat,
Drive.
and drove at Greg's direction to this very remote location.
Get out of the car now! This way.
Greg marched Doug up in the wooded area,
Keep going. Just stop there.
and there he told Doug to get down on his knees.
Get down on your knees. Shut up! Get down on your knees!
He must have been extremely frightened.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
And that's when he stabbed him to death.
Greg pages Kelly with the news.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Where is he?
It's back there.
I need to see the body.
Kelly had a need to see her husband's body. She wanted to see him to make sure he was dead, or perhaps to gloat.
Kelly destroys the evidence.
She had a bottle that was full of gasoline, and she threw it into Doug's car and set the car on fire.
After Kelly reports her husband missing, Detective Doug Davis is called in. A missing person report becomes a homicide investigation when her husband's body is found 11 days later.
I felt within my own inner being that Kelly was being untruthful about everything she spoke to me about. I found out she had had an affair with this guy named Greg.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Greg Owen is tormented with guilt and confesses immediately.
Greg clearly was led by Kelly and feels manipulated and used.
Greg accepts a plea deal and testifies against his lover. He receives life in prison with a chance of parole after 25 years. Kelly Gissendaner maintains her innocence, but the court finds differently. In November 1998, she's convicted of malice murder and sentenced to death.
Kelly is exactly where she needs to be. She spends 23 hours a day alone in a cell. She doesn't need to be around other people.
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Due to ongoing appeals, Kelly has yet to meet her end.
She's been waiting since 1998 for her sentence to be carried out.
When criminals are gunned down,
He was a danger to society.
it seems safe to assume it's a gangland hit.
Betrayed and murdered and left on a road to die.
But life is never that simple. Albany, New York, 1920. Italian immigrant Anna Capello lives in a violent gut district.
Which was rife with prostitutes, drug running, gun running, and a great many very nefarious occupations, people trying to make a buck any way they could. Someone like Anna had very few opportunities.
But 16-year-old Anna has plans for escape in the form of Salvatore Antonio.
Sal was almost twice her age, 30 years old.
Captivated by her childlike charms, Sal wants to make Anna his wife.
Anna was a tiny woman. She had the build, the fragile bones of a sparrow.
Sal has a good job
My daughter tells me you work in the railroad, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a brakeman. It's a good job, good money.
and solid prospects.
Salvatore Antonio was a working man. He was a union guy with the railroad.
Young people. What are your intentions with my daughter?
My intentions are the very best, sir. I hope that one day she'll be my wife.
Despite the 14-year age gap, Anna's parents give the couple their blessing.
All right, you have my blessing.
Thank you, sir.
But Anna doesn't really know who she's marrying.
Salute.
Salute.
Sal isn't the man he appears to be.
So, is there a problem with a gun? Huh? Enough fire bullets?
He was involved in a number of nefarious activities. Selling guns, hung around with bad people.
Sal and his associates have a very successful little earner.
How about dope? Huh? Dope good for you, huh? Huh?
Selling a product new to the market, heroin.
Prohibition was the law then. One couldn't get a drink, and people looked for other methods to relieve their emotional pain.
So in those days, heroin addiction was very common.
Sal runs his drug and gun racket with an iron fist.
You got 24 hours. Not a minute later. You understand me? Huh? Go. Go on. Go!
And is just as dangerous at home.
10 o'clock. Not a minute later.
He had very strict rules for Anna, exactly how she was to behave at all times, and he enforced these rules by beating her whenever she was negligent in his eyes.
Anna discovers the truth about her husband's temperament too late.
Not now, Sal. I'm gonna be late.
Late for what?
I'm going to the theater with Sally.
Going to the theater with Sally? Excuse me?
Sally has tickets.
No, I don't care what she got. You're staying home.
But Sal, I told you about these weeks ago.
Now they are married. There's no escaping his temper.
Are you talking back to me?
Going to the theater. I'm not.
No!
In New York State, until 1966, you could not get a divorce except if you could prove adultery.
Don't you talk to me like that again.
No!
Get on that bed!
In other words, a man could beat his wife to smithereens, and she could not divorce him on those grounds.
That is how Sal treated Anna, and she had nowhere to go.
For 12 years, Anna is a long-suffering wife.
Let me look. Girls, clean up that mess now. Go.
Life for a woman was very, very difficult. All the housework had to be done by hand, including washing, clothes, the house, the kids, and preparing 3 or 4 meals a day.
Anna shoulders the burden of the housework and her husband's rage.
Why can't you keep the house in order? What is wrong with you?
Okay, girls, it's time for your bath. Marie, go run the bath. Phyllis, go help your brother. Go.
Dinner ready?
Shielding her family from the brunt of Sal's brutality.
Sauce is still cooking.
There was not much happiness in the Antonio household.
She was evidently a good and attentive mother, but her husband presented enormous problems for her.
Perhaps a man with an enterprise like Sal's will not be around forever. Albany, New York, 1932. Anna Antonio is married to a vicious gangster.
I'm not getting on the
Get on that bed!
I'm not getting on the bed!
Salvatore Antonio was not a nice guy. He was a danger to society. He was involved in gun activity, selling illegal drugs, brutalizing his wife and family.
Close your eyes. Close them. She took 2 sips and began to grow very tall.
On March 27th, 1932, Anna reads bedtime stories to her children.
But she just kept on growing.
While Sal is out with his gangland pals, Vince Saeta and Sam Faraci.
Go over here.
What's going on?
funny guy wants to take a leak.
No, come on, we gotta get back. Let's go.
But in the middle of nowhere, the night takes a fateful turn.
They had stopped the car in a remote area, apparently to relieve themselves.
The younger one, Saida, pulled out a gun and began to fire at Sal.
Finish him, man! Get the knife, finish him!
Say, you gotta help me.
He begged for his life, saying, "What have I ever done to you?"
You gotta help me, man.
I can't help you. Finish him!
The job is done. When a gangster is killed, the first suspects are his criminal associates.
The police eventually found out that the night before Sal was murdered, he went out to dinner with Saida and Faraci. And they questioned them.
All I'm telling you is I didn't kill the guy.
We can't go until we get to the bottom of this.
I've already told you.
Well, we got all day.
I told you, I was there, but I didn't kill him. It wasn't me.
Being hardened criminals,
What do you want me to tell you again?
they didn't give up any information right away.
Were you the stabber or the shooter?
After 3 days, Vince and Sam turn on each other.
I did not kill him.
I was there, but he's the one that killed him.
Vince did it.
But when that doesn't work, they try another bold tactic. The truth.
Okay.
She offered us $800. She said he had 2 life insurance policies.
He beats me. I have no other way out.
What do you want me to do?
Stop him.
They told the police that they had a meeting with Anna, and she promised to pay them $800 to kill her husband.
Whatever it takes, I'll give you $800.
Where are you gonna get that kind of money?
He has 2 life insurance policies.
Through his legitimate railway job, Sal has life insurance. $5,300 worth.
I know somebody that can help.
It's enough to finance his murder and set up Anna and her family for life.
She couldn't possibly have paid these 2 assailants if she didn't have the insurance money. She had no money of her own.
Sympathetic to Anna's predicament and hungry for cash, Vince and Sam agreed to take care of Sal.
Hey, what's going on?
Police can hardly believe
I didn't do it.
that Sal's tiny widow put a price on his head.
I had no other way out.
When they saw little Anna Antonio, they couldn't believe that she would plot her husband's murder.
I had no other way out.
Her choices grew less and less. She was like a little mouse being put through narrower and narrower corridors with only one way out that she could see.
In April 1933, Vince Saida and Sam Faraci are found guilty of first-degree murder. Their sentence, death.
The men thought they were going to get away with it because a woman was involved.
Anna Antonio is also found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to death.
There was a lot of sympathy and effort on her behalf to stop this execution. The judicial system would have no part of it, said she received a fair trial and the sentence should be carried through.
In August 1934, at Sing Sing Prison, New York, Anna Antonio walks to the electric chair, leaving her children behind.
When she saw what was happening to her family, that her son was taken by a relative, but her 2 daughters went to an orphanage, she probably very much regretted her decision to have her husband murdered.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil.
She looked very fragile and doll-like there.
For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory.
She put her head down, her chin on her chest. She said the last prayer with the Catholic priest before they turned on the electrode.
Anna's plan to protect her family failed, and she pays with her life.
I don't think Anna was a natural-born killer at all, or a psychopath. This looks to me like a murder that was self-defense by proxy. She had nowhere to go, but she couldn't stay.
Do you have an emergency there?
She said there's been a horrible accident.
What does it take for a mother to abandon her child?
She's like, well, if I didn't know any better, I think they're trying to kill me.
One family discovers the awful truth.
Starts with G and ends with R-E-E-D.
It just sucks the breath out of you.
In California's Central Valley, 1988. 15-year-old Tasha Stewart is becoming a troubled teen.
The things that she got in trouble for as a young child was always for lying. You know, if she broke a glass, it was somebody else's fault. Something else happened. She didn't do it.
Mom Judy is loved by everyone.
What? Dinner's nearly ready.
She was a wonderful lady.
Except Tasha.
Tasha basically referred to her mom by a bunch of rotating expletives.
I told you, I'm going out.
And just what part of no, you're not going out, don't you understand?
You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do.
Tasha begins sneaking out at night.
It was nonstop.
Come out, talk to us, honey.
I literally cannot count the number of times that we had to report her as a runaway.
I don't know what to do.
During this whole process, she told us that we're not her real parents. I said, you're right, we're not.
Honey!
15 years earlier, in 1973,
God, she's beautiful.
Tasha is born to Judy's twin sister, Jody. But Jody's not cut out to be a mom.
Jody had a very checkered past. She was actually a prostitute. She had some psychological issues.
You gotta take her.
So it was difficult for her.
There's no room in my world for a baby. You know that.
So Tasha's mom gives up her child to Judy and her then husband, Rolf.
I was absolutely elated. Yeah, it was a great day for me.
Not many kids who are born to a prostitute who can't care for them get that lucky in life. Tasha did.
In her late teens, Tasha moves out to make her own way in the world.
I don't think anything could have made Tasha happy. A happy, warm, loving family for Tasha didn't mean a thing.
You're the best.
But the adopted daughter doesn't cut ties entirely.
She would always come back because she needed something. She needed a place to stay. She needed money. She needed some form of support.
By 2011, in Pasco, Washington, Tasha's back on Judy's doorstep again, broke and in debt. This time with husband Todd in tow and her 7-year-old daughter.
How's doing, all right?
I have missed you so much. Hello.
Judy told them that if they wanted to, they could move in with her to kind of get back on their feet.
I swear you've grown.
Best of all, Judy gets to see more of her granddaughter.
Would you like some milk and cookies?
She was the center of Judy's life. She knew how much Judy loved her.
Okay, let's go get 'em.
But Tasha isn't so easy to get along with. Soon, there's tension.
Judy had allowed them to use a debit card to get money out of the bank or to buy things at the store.
Did you take $300 from my account?
Well, she had found that there was some money missing that shouldn't have been missing.
You have stolen.
So many people that knew Judy saw her as a loving, giving mother. But Tasha apparently didn't see any of that or didn't care.
What are you gonna do about it, woman?
What she cared about was Mom's money.
But Judy lets Tasha stay for the sake of her granddaughter.
She thought if she could just have her close, there would be some possible hope that she would be able to be raised in a normal fashion.
Okay, Nick, come on.
Judy doesn't realize that by trying to keep her granddaughter safe, she's putting herself in harm's way.
Her mother would have given her anything because of that little girl.
And that was a fatal mistake.
– 2011, Pasco, Washington. While Tasha Stewart is moving boxes into the garage of her adoptive mom, Judy, there's a terrible accident.
Judy. Judy was out in the garage, and this large box of books fell on her and almost broke her neck.
Judy is okay, but the incident raises questions.
That it would fall off at that precise moment that she just happened to be moving on the floor in the garage, that seemed a little bit too much to be just a coincidence.
Judy tells a neighbor she thinks it was no accident.
I don't know how that box fell.
She's like, well, if I didn't know any better, I think she's trying to kill me.
And Judy has a hunch about why Tasha might want her dead. Money.
In Judy's first will, she left everything to Tasha.
To protect herself, Judy changes her will, leaving Tasha only $10,000. She secures it in a safe in the bedroom.
Tasha needed to get in that safe and remove that will.
To get inside the safe, Tasha first needs the access code.
She's making a video of trying to capture the combination to that safe in the closet.
It works. Along with the will, Tasha finds something else belonging to her mother.
It was a .357 pistol revolver.
On March 3rd, 2011, Tasha tells her daughter to leave the house.
Sweetie, I need you to go into the garage and not come out until I come and get you, okay? Okay.
one of the neighbors that lives directly across the street. He hears 2 gunshots, and he said there's about a 4-second delay, and then the 3rd shot.
Ma'am, open up.
Police race to the scene.
She came at me with an axe.
Tasha comes to the door, and she says, I had to shoot her. She was coming at me with an axe.
Inside, it's gruesome. Judy lays dead with 3 bullet wounds and her head cleaved by an axe.
She said that that injury had happened while they were struggling with the axe.
She admitted that she shot her mother, but she claimed that it was in self-defense.
Cops quickly expose the self-defense story for what it is, a lie.
Our medical examiner evaluated the injury, and he evaluated the flow of the blood from the head. It showed that she was not standing up. She was probably already deceased. So the question really becomes is, what was the need for any kind of self-defense at that point in time?
Piece by piece, the police expose what really happened the day Judy died. They surmise it began with Tasha threatening her mom.
Judy Hebert believed that she was in danger. She started to initiate a phone call.
But Judy doesn't get a chance to report her problem.
The first shot, they believe, went through her hand and entered the side of her chest, ricocheted off of her rib cage and her sternum, and went directly through her aorta.
It's a fatal wound. Tasha then stages the crime as self-defense.
She took this cheap axe that Todd had and hit Judy across the back of the head with it.
Tasha is arrested. First, she is tried for attempted murder for the incident involving the box of books.
The jury made a fairly quick decision, and they realized, hey, this was with premeditation. And they found her guilty of the attempted act in the garage.
Then in July 2013, Tasha Stewart is found guilty of first-degree murder. She receives 45 years.
Tasha was really not bright enough to pull off this crime. She didn't know that most wills, there's a copy somewhere in a lawyer's office.
Judy had always put her daughter first. But her love was never reciprocated.
No good deed goes unpunished. And ultimately, Judy paid for her kind heart.
Oftentimes we see the killer trying to hire someone else to do the dirty work. Tasha was up close and personal while murdering her mother.
If there is such a thing as demonic possession, any demon who tried to take possession of Tasha would see what's in her heart and run away screaming.